Hey there, fellows. Now allow me to introduce our latest guinea pig. And so here's what it's in for. Honestly, fellas, I've watched this video way too many times already. Anyway, the idea is to replicate that video, but without resorting to any editing trickery. As in, we take a car, find some kind of heavy-duty bumper bar, and weld a bunch of springs to it. And after that, it's testing. We see how well they work, how durable they turn out to be, by means of slamming into some kind of stout barrier. Bumper with springs, will it work? Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. There we go, fellas, check it out. We've replaced the bumper with this beam, to which we've welded a bunch of springs. Now these are for our Land Cruiser, which are pretty robust. Those are a lot of springs, and in the center we have, I don't really know, I think it's from a Camry or something. Now it's all a matter of starting the car and testing the concept. I'm gonna be taking it slowly in the beginning. I'll creep up to the wall, press the bumper into it, and see whether they push the car back or not, see whether it'll sustain any damage, and we work our way from there. We continue testing while gradually increasing the speed, until we lay waste to the car, I guess. Let's do this. Okay, I am sitting in the car. Now let's do a low speed test. See how it behaves. And I mean, we're gonna be barely even moving. Give the wall a slight bump, and see how the springs compress. Oh wow, I thought these were springs. That didn't feel like springs at all. Oh my goodness. That was one hell of an impact. Look at how they throw me back. That's kinda neat. Wow, that's pretty cool. Though I was expecting them to absorb more energy. They're not softening the hit nearly as much as I thought they would. Now that is some pushback. As for the speed, it's too low for the speedo to even register. Okay, let's go a bit faster then. We're gonna be gradually increasing the speed. Holy cow! It feels like it's accelerating on the rebound. As in, the springs are pushing back with even more force than the car is carrying when it's coming at the wall. I'm gonna put this on, just in case. Alright, let's do this. Let's see what happens. Come on. Wow, the amount of force you get on the rebound. It is pretty intense. Okay, something is wrong. Not even sure what exactly. What was with all of that shaking? And how fast was I going? It's hard to say, but that really shook me up. Like, I felt that. Wow, I mean, I don't think I was going that fast. Okay, and the door is jammed. Okay, fellas, after moving it away, here's what we're looking at. Now, we did weld on a bunch of reinforcement, but the car It's so old and worn that it's just hopeless. The radiator support is torn off. This whole thing collapsed. Even the frame rail has split apart. Now that leaves us with the vital task of finishing the job. Let's do this. Fellas, big thanks for taking so many pictures with our merch. You want some drip like this for yourself? Then check out our latest collection of merch. We've got some trendy hoodies, some toasty vests, stylish hats and t-shirts, baseball caps to suit anybody's taste, mugs, stickers, and of course some goodies for your cars. Air fresheners, license plate frames, document holders, key fobs. Hit the link in the description to get yourself some Garage54 goodness. Get yourself some merch and don't forget to use the code Garage54, which is good for a solid discount. There we are. We're done. Here's what happened, fellas. This is what we're dealing with. The guard liners are boned. So are the fenders, the radiator support. That has detached completely. Now, what damage have the springs done? I think that would be the consequences of the beam hitting the concrete. Yeah, it took out a piece of the concrete. Well, they're gonna tear down this ramp anyway. That's why they allowed us to use it in the first place. And so now the car is totaled. It is completely wrecked. Okay, so the radiator support has fallen off. The guard liners are broken. So are the fenders. That's as much as I can see from here. The wheels have obviously been pushed back. I'm fairly sure none of the gears are gonna go in, since all of the engine mounts are probably broken. And the motor and gearbox are one assembly. We've got a pipe in there for a shifter, and I have no doubt that none of the gears are gonna go in, or disengage for that matter. Okay, then let's try separating it from the concrete and then... Good thing the hood isn't jammed. We'll pop the hood and see what's happening inside the engine bay. And here's the situation, fellas. It's all looking great. Like I already mentioned, the radiator support is mangled, the frame rails have split. This one is especially bad. The guard liners have been smashed. The bracing we welded to the strut tower, they've collapsed the towers. Well, I mean, the car quite obviously isn't new, and so that impact totaled it. Even the firewall, that caved in and moved closer to the cabin. Yeah, it's obviously dislodged. All of this stuff is pinched, the fuse box. As for the hood, well, it wanted to live, and so it took a slight hop. But then, I mean, it hit the windshield frame. Flakes of paint have come off, chunks of bog. Well, at least it works at low speeds. What's curious is that it feels as if the car is being pushed. You know, I would have expected it to roll and be pushed back at about the same speed. But when you're sitting in the car, assuming you hit the wall at 10 Ks, it feels as if you're getting up to 15 or 20 on the rebound. Maybe it's because you've got that abrupt anti-phase, and that's what creates the illusion of it going faster on the rebound. I'll have a look at the footage a bit later, but it genuinely felt as if it were being pushed back with increased force. Anyway, so the system works, but only at low speeds. If you go a bit faster, this is what becomes of the car. Well, I mean, it's all good. We're looking at a 107% success rate here. The springs do the job, but only at low speeds. and the car racks up more distance on the rebound. Now that might be why nobody uses this type of setup. Because after hitting someone, you'd be hurled straight into somebody else. Well, and that's all I have for you. Watch us. Subscribe, suggestions, comments. Give us a big thumbs up. Go ahead and visit our merch page to get yourself some sweet headwear. Links in the description. That'll be all. Catch you later.